Hey, what's up, guys? I'm going to be going over my Palantir trade from yesterday. The entire market was gapped down on news about virus and stimulus and who knows what. Anyways, I know and you should know that you can't come into the market thinking short when it's already gapped down huge. You have to come in thinking long, but it has to give you a reason. You cannot just come in and start buying like crazy. There's probably other stocks that'll just keep going down. But you got to come in with the idea of, okay, gap down. There's going to be idiot shorts who are going to want to short and they're going to end up getting trapped and lose. So I'm looking at Palantir, gap down a few points, starts to base. I always look for it to base around $1.5 areas. Never reached 24.50, but it based there, bounced back to VWAP, pulled back to the deviation, back to VWAP, and it tested the green area, which is bullish. Now, I didn't buy there. I was still sleeping. I woke up, it was maybe around this area. I see a pullback, deviation, test the VWAP, break it, but go back and sort of test it again and hold. So that's when I started to think, all right, maybe I can go long. And so I started to initiate my position for the green and hit the multi-day. And that's exactly what I did. You look over. So let's talk about risk. You always want to have your trade defined, define your risk. So let's say it's a little tricky because obviously the low is 24 and you're at 25, you're going to be risking a whole buck or so. So you let the chart plan out itself. You can grab levels from before. You can start to see this area right here, sort of aligned with this area. You can see try to look for other areas that sort of base that. And so you wait, let the chart give you a reason to buy. So as you see, higher low, back above the VWAP. I ended up buying, I think it was like 26.60 something. I think I bought around here. And I was risking VWAP and a few lows. Not that much, maybe risk 30, 40 bucks for the potential upside of $1. So I see it towards the open starts to rally and it went green pre-market. Boom, boom, right to the multi-day. And then at the open, it just ripped up. And I started offering out. I sold half my position at about like 26.50, I think it was. And I tried to hold the rest for a potential higher move up, but I ended up getting stopped out on this pullback at 26.65. Still made a decent gain, about almost a buck a gain. But you see, boom. And I believe the 5-day multi-day was somewhere around here, so I didn't look through it, but I could have used it. And then you see how the day ended. Very nice follow through, breaking highs, broke back below, went red. You could have even shorted it, but I didn't want to come in thinking short. I wanted to come in thinking long. Eventually, the long was the better trade. And then you see it went to 28. I left a few dollars on the table, but that's all right. Now, fast forward to today, you want to some stocks were gapped up, and as the same thing I was saying, you can't really come in thinking buy, buy, buy. I'm going to show you the full chart already. So you see it gaps up. You don't want to buy a gap up. You want to sell a gap up. Anybody who bought yesterday is going to sell into today's gap. That's how you have to look at the trades. But before we go on to today's trade, I just want to show you my trade from yesterday. So I bought, and I sold, and I ended up getting stopped out here. And that's the day for yesterday. Now today, I came in with the short. Now I'm going to show you what I did right and what I did wrong and how you can improve, how I can improve. So let's go. Today, let's start with 1 day, 1 minute. My goal was come in thinking short. And I know below 29 is a short. Why below 29? Well, look at that. Right there to the penny. 29. Anything below 29 is a short. So, but it has to give you a reason. So the reason is it's below the VWAP and it's breaking the pre-market ranges. I was a little late. I got short around here. And my goal was blue line to orange line. But I'm okay with blue line to red. Red, this green line is green to red. So I'm okay with that. So I started taking some off at 28.30. And I left my last 50 shares to stop me out. This candle low, just to potentially give me more room to hold the rest. But I stopped out back above the VWAP. Nobody wants to stay short stocks breaking back above the VWAP, but it failed to hold and failed to hold green. And here's a whole nother trade, another short. So eventually you see that the VWAP, the multi-day VWAP came into play. It did do the trade. Blue line, orange line, failed to hold green, failed to hold the VWAP, went back red. And here's a whole nother trade right here. 28.50. Market loves algorithmic numbers, whole and half dollar areas. It's a very easy to find trade right there. Unfortunately, I had no more day trades, so I couldn't put on the trade. But this is how you could have played it. Obviously, it tested several times until this last time at 9, nearly 10. You could have even done a low short. So back to the 1 day. And then that's when you start scrolling through the other VWAPs. 2-day VWAP. Okay, it hit that. Next, 3-day VWAP. Okay, it hit that. Next, 4-day VWAP. Okay, almost hit that. Almost to the penny. So you see, these are already here before it even hits there. So that generally, once you get to blue line, orange line, you start to scroll through 2-day, 3-day, 4-day, 5-day. And then that's when you start taking it off. Normally, when there's a sell-off, it doesn't really go past 5 days unless it's really, really big market sell-off. But same idea. So here's my trade today. It's not the best. So I shorted, covered, and I stopped on the last. I could have held it for more, but that was not my plan. My plan was not to hold it past these highs. My plan was to just make a quick trade for a potential red, and it went red. So I took off half and I tried to hold the rest, but it didn't work out. If I had another day trade, I could have approached this and done it another way. But that's the idea. Gap downs meant to be bought. Gap ups meant to be sold. Now, I know it's a very hard market to stay short, so that's why you can't get too comfortable, and I accepted that. But let's take a look at other stuff. Let's take a look at the QQQ. Yesterday, big gap down, and look at that. You can't stay short the market. It's going to end up stopping you out. Another good one from today was Space. Space was a beautiful short and a beautiful long. But you got to know your levels. You got to know your reasons why you want to put on the trade. You got to define your trade, define your risk, and you will make money. And that's my trade for today, Palantir. As we start approaching earnings season, I'm going to start going over more tickers, more charts. Remember, I'm here for a day trade to make a day's pay. I don't care what the companies do. I don't care what they're going to be in a month, where they're going to be in a month from now, where they're going to be a year from now. I just want to take advantage of the price action and momentum to make a day's pay. So don't forget to leave a like, don't forget to comment and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.